Hello and welcome to the 2024 Big West Women's Basketball Preview. I'm Krista Blunk, joined by Tammy Blackburn. And Tammy, a lot of familiar faces back this year, but a lot of new faces also, and also a change to the championship format. A lot to talk about and go over. So let's get started. Let's first look at the preseason poll and the preseason team. Coaches have voted, and the preseason poll. Let's start in reverse too. We'll start up top. The number 11 pick, CSUN, and there you see Riverside in the 10 spot. Cal State Bakersfield 9. Any surprises for you as you make your way all the way down? Hawaii being picked to win it this year.
You know, I'm always interested in preseason polls because I think they're very, very difficult. I think it's so early and there's a lot of unknowns. But this one really struck me as a poll that actually was like, oh, there's no surprises here. I thought it was very fair, and I thought the teams were picked right where I expected them to be. No surprise that Hawaii is coming in at number 1 and UC Irvine at number 2 with what they have coming back and how they're coming off of great seasons. Of course, Irvine hanging a banner with the Big West Championship in the regular season, and Hawaii getting those rings just the other day. Love to see them celebrate their rings from the Big West Championship in Henderson, Nevada, that advanced them to the NCAA tournament. And all the other teams that sort of fit right in with Krista, who they have coming back, and players that either are newcomers through the transfer portal or getting the freshman class in.
Yeah, and as we saw last year, you just never know where a roster is going to be for UC Irvine. They got hit with so many injuries. Hawaii got hit with some injuries late as well, but they were able to withstand it to win the championship. And so you kind of take a look at senior leadership, who's back, what you're looking for. When you take a look at the team, Hawaii with a couple of players, Lily Wahine Kapu, impressive player back, Deja Phillips as well. She was the MVP of the Big West Championship last year. You got some firepower, but you've also got Cal State Fullerton's Fujika Nemo. Again, it leans on experience. These are either seniors or juniors within the conference.
You know, one of the themes of this year, too, that we're going to talk about throughout this preview is who these teams are playing to get ready for the regular season. And you're going to see a lot of Pac-12 teams, a lot of Mountain West teams. I mean, these coaches are going out because they're so respected with what they have done with their programs. They are getting great games on the schedule. And I love the fact that we have a new head coach this year in Amy Wright at Long Beach State University. She comes from a great basketball background, most recently associate head coach at Oklahoma. She coached at Texas A&M with the great Gary Blair, who's a Naismith Hall of Famer. She knows it all, and I think she's going to have that program maybe in a surprise finish. I don't know. Where they're slated right now, I think they could finish stronger. It just depends on how she puts things together.
Yep, certainly so. All the coaches elevating this conference so much with their scheduling. Well, let's dig a little deeper. Let's take a look at each of these teams. Let's start with the team picked 11th in the preseason poll. That is CSUN, the Matadors. Carlene Mitchell in her 3rd season. They finished 8th last year, but they're looking for big improvement this year.
Yeah, and they're going to get that in that non-conference schedule, as I just mentioned. How about them playing UCLA, University of San Diego, San Jose State, who is a strong competitive performer for the Mountain West Conference. And, they bring back some players in Kayana Sprague, and I really have to congratulate her with not only just her point production, but she was named to all academic all-district women's basketball team. She's a good shot blocker. I love the way that she's improving her game. I do want to point out that they were able to get Amaya Ferguson out of South Carolina. She's just a freshman, a 2023 McDonald's All-American nominee, was ranked as the number 2 combo guard in South Carolina in that recruiting class. So pretty impressive there for Carlene Mitchell.
Yeah, and for Coach Mitchell, this is her first full recruiting class. So she's finally starting to put together the kind of team that she wants. 7 players back, only a couple of starters, but 7 players that know her system and know what she wants. Should be a lot of fun. Let's take a listen to what Carlene Mitchell has to say as she got a chance to talk with our Chloë Clark.
Coach Mitchell, you are in your 3rd year and your team looks to improve after your first full recruiting class with the Matadors. Can you give us a preview of your upcoming season?
We have a great group of returners coming back. We've also added, some outstanding young players that I think will make an immediate impact in our program. So between a couple of JUCO transfers, a couple of portal players, and then our first freshman class, I like this group. They're extremely hungry, and we had an awesome summer of workouts.
And looking at your roster, you have some size with 6 players that are listed as 6'1" or taller. Is that something that you can exploit?
In our system, we teach positionless basketball. We want to play with a lot of pace. We want to space the floor. Some of the big guards and a couple of post players are versatile face-up players, but also can post.
Looks like everyone can get the job done, and on the court, the team is dominant. But also, I want to highlight that in the classroom as well, you have a smart team with Kayana Spriggs excelling as an academic all-district and academic all-conference. And then you also have 2 graduate students. So can you share how your players are able to balance both schoolwork and Division I basketball?
We recruit young people that know the non-negotiable when they come here is the academic side of things. We want to teach our young people that they can be great in all aspects of being a student athlete. And we want our young people to understand it's so much bigger than just the game of basketball.
Definitely, and we look forward to watching your student athletes compete for another season. Good luck this year, Coach, and thank you for your time.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you, Chloe. Well, we want to take a look at the team picked 10th in the preseason, and that is UC Riverside. The Highlanders last year, they finished 10th, 6-26. They are looking to take some big steps forward this year, TB.
Yeah, I think so. And I think this is a team that is going to find UCLA and USC on their non-conference schedule. Now, geographically, these are great games for this University of California Riverside team. And, you know, they're coming off a 6-26 season. But listen, they are looking to make some big jumps this year. They have some experience coming back, and they also have some newcomers that are going to bolster this team by the additions of 3 new players. They got a nice little transfer coming out of Long Beach City College. But when I look at Jordan Webster, Matea Bryant, you think about the talent that this team has coming back, and you really can't count this team out. They're going to continue to fight and scrape and do all the things that these teams need to do to be competitive in this league. And I think it starts with them with putting UCLA and USC on their schedule.
Yeah, certainly so. I think this is a team that didn't have a lot of experience last year. And, you know, when you're young and you're just kind of getting your way through 5 freshmen, a couple of transfers, new faces last year. But this year, more experience. You mentioned Jordan Webster. She's one of those starters that's back. Tough schedule, as always. But I think the couple of transfer players coming in particular, Michaela Jackson, the leading scorer, and she was second in steals. She's going to bring a defensive presence as well. She's out of Stanislaus State. She'll be a nice addition as well for this UC Riverside team. So always expecting improvement from these teams. And when you bring back experience, you've always got a chance.
That's it. Don't forget Bryant, one of the best top rebounders in the Big West. Love watching Matea Bryant, the way that she gets after it.
So UC Riverside picked 10th in the preseason. Looking forward to seeing if they can take the big step that they're hoping to this year with their more experienced team coming back. Well, let's take a look now at the team picked 9th in the preseason poll, and that is Cal State Bakersfield, the Roadrunners, and the head coach, Greg McCall. What a run they made in the Big West Championship last year, Tammy. They finished 9th, but they worked their way through that first round, and they want to build off of that big run in the championship a year ago.
Oh, Krista, it was such a great run, and it was just great watching this team come together with the chemistry and the level of play at the end of the season. But don't forget, it was Greg's daughter, Erica McCall, a former Stanford standout ball player who was watching the stream, and she was posting on social media the level of excitement that she showed for the players and her father. I absolutely love seeing it. And she said, you know, that's what really it's all about. It's a team, Krista, that has Cal, Boise State, all on their schedule. Taylor Caldwell, a graduate student. There's some experience right there. 32 minutes a game. Garrison Freeman, redshirt sophomore, Big West all-freshman team. How about Grace Hunter, the senior guard? And let's not forget to give a shout out to Grace Hunter. She played for her native New Zealand national team during the summer, so a lot of experience coming back. And if they can make another run and stay strong, win some more games, I think, early on, where's that going to put them, Krista, as we go into Henderson, Nevada?
Yeah, certainly. They knocked off the top seed last year. UC Irvine in a double overtime thriller made their way to the semifinal. 3 players transferring out, but 3 starters back. And you mentioned, you know, Taylor Caldwell, Grace Hunter, but Grace Hunter playing with her national team. You mentioned that as well, that experience that she's going to bring. It's going to be a lot of fun to see what Coach Greg McCall can do with this group coming back. And so we want to hear from the head coach, Greg McCall, and Chloë Clark got a chance to talk with him.
Coach McCall, your team made a nice run at the Big West Championship, going all the way to the semifinals last year. How do you use that momentum heading into this season?
We just kind of feeding off of it to kind of get ourselves going early this year, and hopefully we can maintain that momentum and that adrenaline all the way through the season.
Yes, having those key returning players definitely makes it a lot easier to maintain that momentum, as you said. And Taylor Caldwell, she returns, who was a big part of that run in Henderson. She was named to the all-tournament team. Talk to me a little bit more about having a player like that leading your team.
She really stepped up into that role a lot, the way she carried herself on and off the floor. Now she's have a full year under her belt. She'll maybe be in much better shape, and she'll know the system even more now.
So in addition to Taylor, you bring back Grace Hunter, who played for the New Zealand national team during the summer, and Sophia Tugas. Can you talk about the experience that your backcourt brings to the table?
Grace, really good experience for her to be able to play at a high level and on a big stage like that, and hopefully she'll bring that adrenaline and that experience back. Soph, but she's always going to have that, rheumatoid arthritis. Her trying to navigate through the season with that was huge. But having her back, she's been really, really healthy. She had a really good summer of trying to get her body ready. She's gotten herself in a whole lot better shape so far.
Well, the work of yourself and the entire coaching staff definitely has reflected. It's been the program's most successful postseason in the Big West era, so it's definitely going to be a lot of hype. Thank you for your time, Coach, and good luck this season.
Thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to it. Excited about a new season coming up. We're in the process of just continuing to build every day.
Big West basketball on Spectrum Sportsnet returns for a third season with 10 men's and 5 women's games on the schedule. This package debuts Saturday, December 30th, when new head coach Andy Newman leads his CSUN Matadors against Long Beach State in a 1 p.m. tip-off from Walter Pyramid. Don't miss Big West basketball on Spectrum Sportsnet all season long.
We'll be right back with the 2024 Big West Women's Basketball Preview.
It's easy to play it safe, but that's not our story. Only the bold. It's our mission. A call for risk takers and change makers to shine. In the classroom, in the community, and in competition. Bold is our past, our future, our passion. Bold is the next level. The Big West, only the bold.
This is a story about strength. It wakes up early in the morning, stays up late, moves mountains, and travels the world. It makes adventure and hard work possible. Strength delivers food to tables, packages to doorsteps, products to stores, and kids to practice. It shows up everywhere you show up. Hercules tires are built for almost every driver and every vehicle. Find the right Hercules for your story and let our strength drive yours.
What is the Big West? The Big West is where the Aloha spirit meets California cool. It's a place of unlimited opportunity on the court, in the classroom, and in the community. We're built different in the Big West. We find a way to win with hustle, heart, and hard work. What is the Big West? It's the place where dreams come true. The Big West. Only the bold.
Malama is to cherish and protect the reefs, the fish, the birds, the winds, and the land. Giving back, that's something that lasts generations.
Learn how you can Malama Hawaii at gohawaii.com/malama.
Breathe deeply and dream widely at Fairmont Grand Del Mar, and discover a soulful sanctuary where finding yourself comes naturally. Magic sits around every corner and within every conversation. It enchants through 400 acres of Los Penasquitos Canyon Preserve and the sunshine of San Diego. The possibilities here are endless. Welcome to the Fairmont Grand Del Mar, your coastal canyon retreat in San Diego.
You hear that? Oh, this cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you can still hear it sizzling. Listen. The sizzling, the chopping, the spatulas.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the...
Oh, cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
On top of being a key piece of UC Davis's women's basketball team, Lena Svanholm is pursuing her PhD in chemistry and chemical biology. The student athlete touched upon how she tackles such rigorous demands.
A big part of it is just staying on top of all your work, being passionate about what you do, just like I am on the basketball court.
What is the nature of the research that you're doing?
I work in like an organic chemistry laboratory, trying to be an independent researcher while also completing some classes.
By taking all these classes and getting entrenched really in your studies, do you have an idea of what you hope to do once you complete your degree?
I would want to work in some sort of global company where I can use all my skills. I don't know if that will be in a laboratory setting or if that will be less hands-on.
I'm sure you will make an impact, and on the floor, similarly, you make an impact with your team. You have high demands as well. Luckily for yourself, for fans, you returned to the floor this season from injury. How has your rehab gone thus far, and what is your outlook heading into your final season?
I'm cleared. I'm back to playing. I'm just really excited for this next year and to finally be back on the court with my teammates and hopefully accomplish all of our goals.
You've been a team that has won a conference title, and as we head into the season, do you have any individual goals set for yourself that you hope to contribute to the team's success?
Definitely want to be a dominant player for my team in the conference. I think I have a lot of experience that I can make use of. I feel the most ready for any season that I've had. I kind of know what I'm going into.
You talk about being ready and that aspect of just always being prepared on the court. I want to know that what situation would you say you're most comfortable in? On the court with 5 seconds left and the ball is in your hands, or in the classroom taking a final exam for your chemistry course?
I have done both quite a bit. Very different situations, stressful in each of their own ways. As of right now, I am focused on basketball, so that is what I'm really looking forward to.
Clearly, you embody what a student athlete is all about, though. So what advice would you have on how to balance both athletics and academics?
Continuous communication with professors. When you miss classes, you travel for games, building relationships with everyone has been so helpful.
Balance, certainly, I feel like is key, especially in your personal journey. You came to the United States at 18 in 2017, and now you're finishing your playing career as you began the PhD program in chemistry and chemical biology. So as you reflect on the past 6 years, what do you think you have learned about yourself?
Coming at 18 to a new country, new culture, speaking a new language is something that I could not have experienced in my home country.
Truly the epitome of a student athlete, and I wish you all the best this year as you close out both your studies and your playing career here at UC Davis. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
All right, thank you, Chloe. Well, now we want to take a look at teams 8 through 6. And actually, there was a tie at the 5th place spot. First up, we're going to talk about Cal Poly Mustangs. And Tammy, in her second season, Coach Chanel Stiers, she has basically just revamped this team entirely. Some starters back from a season ago, but a lot of new faces.
Yeah, and building on a roster this year that had 11 players gone from last year. And if you don't know Chanel, know this about her. She's a believer in getting things done, and she finds ways to do it with positive energy. You talk about a loaded schedule, Krista. Look at this. Washington State, Cal, Stanford, USC, all in the non-conference. And how about this? She's taking her team on the road. They're going to see every play, offense, defense, baseline out of bounds, sideline out of bounds. They're going to get ready for this year in the Big West.
But she's the kind of coach that really builds that momentum, builds their confidence, and says, hey, if we want to be better, we've got to schedule better. And she absolutely has. And she's going to lean pretty heavily on those 3 starters that are back, but also 4 transfer players to bring experience to this team. I think Anika Shaw in particular, their point guard, stands out. She's a big 3-point shooter, but Natalia Ackerman as well, one of the seniors. I think you got to lean on that senior leadership.
You do have to lean on them. They have to be extensions of Chanel on the court. Let me say something quickly about Sydney Rogers from San Jose State, one of the transfers. She is going to be an immediate help, an experienced player. She's a junior guard. She'll fit right in with those returning players.
Well, we definitely want to get a chance to hear from the head coach. Chloë Clark had a chance to sit down with Chanel Stiers.
Coach Stiers, you're entering your second year at Cal Poly. Can you give us a recap of what your first year was like and a preview of this new season?
Last year was about that foundational work. I think we're going to be a little bit more skilled and cohesive as a unit, and I think we're going to be considerably more consistent at both ends of the floor. I'm really excited about the young ladies in our program and the direction that our program's headed.
You have 10 new players, 4 returners. who are the players and some other teams should watch out for?
We return Annika Shaw, who I think had a bust-out sophomore season last year. She's one of the most skilled players in our league. And then we've got Sydney Borland, who we just absolutely kind of hang our hat on in terms of her toughness, her tenacity, how hard she plays. She really sets the tone for our team and our program. And then we've got Natalia Ackerman, who's returning as well, who I think also had a really tremendous campaign last year.
On top of your basketball duties with recruiting, you see that you have been deeply involved with community service. Can you please tell us about Jack Hands and how important it is to serve those in need?
So I have a niece who's a special needs individual. And so this program really does a great job of not only raising awareness, but also putting money in the pocket of these families so that they can get their children the health care that they need so that they can live a full life.
Good luck this upcoming season, and I appreciate your time, Coach.
Of course. No, it's nice chatting with you, and go Mustangs. All right, thank you, Chloe. Well, let's take a look at Long Beach State. This is the team that was picked to finish 7th in the conference. New head coach, Tammy Blackburn. So some changes to their style and system. Amy Wright has taken over for Jeff Kamen. What are we expecting from them?
Well, it's a new era for Long Beach State. Amy Wright comes from a storied basketball background. She's been successful no matter where she goes at winning programs as associate head coach at Oklahoma. Prior to that, she was at Texas A&M and coached with one of the best coaches, in my opinion, of all time, and Naismith Hall of Famer Gary Blair. Now, they're going to travel to Austin and face Texas. They are going to host USC at home, and I absolutely love that athletic matchup because her motto this year is fast and furious, and I think that matchup in particular with USC is going to be great.
Oh, it certainly is. And again, another coach in the Big West saying, let's elevate this conference. Let's see what we've got. Let's put it out there and let's get better and better. Even though they graduated 5 seniors from a year ago, no starters back, but she's got some transfers in. A couple of Australian players in particular, Casey Valente Paya, redshirt junior, redshirted last season, but also Jada Crawshaw they brought in, a 6'2" player, part of the junior national team. I'm usually impressed with Australian players and what they bring.
I am too. The international flair is really, really important. I think we see a lot of universities across the country doing it. Patricia Chung is somebody I'll focus on, a returning player. Savannah Tucker for this team came off the bench last season, 22 games. And you're going to get a well-rounded team. And I love watching new coaches rebuild programs.
I do as well. We want to hear from the new head coach, Amy Wright, and Chloë Clark got a chance to chat with her.
Coach Wright, first off, welcome to the Big West. Being a first-year head coach, what are expectations you have set for your team right out the gate?
With these players coming back, 8 that returned, and they're excited to be here. You know, they have something to prove. They have a little chip on their shoulder, which I love. Then I have 2 transfers, and they want to come in and, the hungry, they want to impact. And then 2 true freshmen that are here for a reason. So we're really just excited to do that one thing, keep the main thing, and just get better every single day.
It seems like you all are already so focused and locked in. How would you describe your coaching style and the new team?
Coaching style, I'm very transparent, and that's not just you directing, that's not just me directing, it's my staff having an opportunity to really own their position and understanding the system and style of play that we're trying to put in. And that comes both ways. It can't just be from me, it has to be from everybody.
So as you all get accustomed to each other as a unit, I do know that your theme for the season is fast, furious, fun. Can you explain that for us?
Fast is we want to play fast on offense. We want to try and get around 80 possessions a game. We want to get shots up between 8 to 12 seconds of the shot clock, as well as a lot of rebounds and hopefully a lot of assists. The furious is we want to defend. When people see Long Beach State on the schedule, like, oh man, we're gonna have to go up against this defense that's just gonna get after us for 40 minutes. And then the fun, I want us to remain in the vein of it being a game, that we are here to support and love each other.
Looks like a lot of action from these players and leaders on and off the court that we all look forward to seeing this season. But thank you for your time, Coach, and welcome to the Big West once again.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right. Thank you, Chloe. Let's talk about the team that's tied for 5th now. First up, UC San Diego. And Tammy, the Tritons, they have been transitioning from Division II to Division I. This is their final season. They must be thrilled knowing that next year they will absolutely have a chance to play in the postseason. Heidi Vanderveer always has tough competition, and she's got a lot of new faces this year on this group.
Well, she's in her 12th season. She's very experienced. She's got a basketball mind. And, this is a team that's going to load up their schedule like they did last year with some Mountain West Conference teams and Pac-12 this year. They're actually going to go to Tucson to play a fiery competitive team in Arizona. And I absolutely love that. Get on the road and play the best. They lose Sydney Brown, but they've got Izzy Forsyth coming back. She's a junior guard. Senior guard Parker Montgomery. She's a disruptor on defense, and I think that that's going to be huge. And you're right. She's got some other little players. Got 3 transfers coming out of some places in the portal, and I don't think the portal will ever let anybody down.
Yeah, absolutely. This is something that when I look at this team, just 2 starters back, but 8 players back that know Heidi Vanderveer's system. They know what she's expecting of them, and then they'll be able to incorporate and bring in those 7 new players. I'm with you on Izzy Forsyth as well. I think she had 22 starts last year. I think she will be able to step up, averaged almost 10 points per game. Parker Montgomery, a senior, you're going to lean on players like her. We want to hear from the head coach, Heidi Vanderveer, and let's send it back to Chloë Clark.
Coach Vanderveer, UC San Diego is entering its final year of reclassification. Can you share with us what that means?
I feel like we have come a long way. We've definitely prepared for it. We've planned for it. Our administration's done a great job. Our athletic department personnel have done a great job. Our university, and now we're on the kind of the starting line. And we've come a long way, but we have a long way to go.
So with all that training, what have been the keys to staying successful through reclassification?
I think it's just stay true to your mission, stay consistent in your culture, try to win the day. And eventually all those days add up and you end up kind of where you are, and just working really hard to continue to build on our culture of excellence at UC San Diego.
So with the new season coming up, could you give us a little preview of your upcoming year, please?
We have, for the first time really since we've started this process, competitive depth. We're led by Izzy Forsyth, Parker Montgomery, Denali Pinto, Katie Springs with our leadership. And then we just add a good balance of inside, outside, a lot of good variety. So we're very excited about our year ahead. And we know there'll be tremendous challenges, a very competitive Big West Conference, but we look forward to competing.
Look forward to watching the squad tip off. So thank you so much for your time, Coach.
Yeah, thank you, and go Big West.
We'll be right back with the 2024 Big West Women's Basketball Preview.
Welcome back to the Women's Basketball Preview Show.
I'm here with Lily Wahine-Kapu and Jovi Lefotu, teammates and sisters on Hawaii's women's basketball program. Lily, first of all, you're part of all-conference backcourt tandem and you're defending Big West champions. What will it take for you to win your 3rd straight Big West title?
A lot of accountability and discipline, just pushing each other in practice and holding each other accountable and just competing.
And now, Jovi, you're coming back from injury to make an impact this year for your team alongside your sister. What were some takeaways you may have gained as you sat on the sidelines during rehab and took on a little different perspective of the game?
During the whole process of my injury, I was lucky enough to have my family with me to support me and also have a teammate that was going through the same thing as me.
How has rehab progressed and what role do you see yourself having this year?
Rehab is getting better, trying to come back stronger, more confident, just help my team succeed.
Now, not many people could say they play on the same team as their sisters, let alone at, such a high level like collegiate basketball. Talk to me about what the experience has been like playing on the same team.
It's fun. After practice, we get to talk to each other, what we see, what we would want to see more in each other. We always wanted to play together since we were little kids. It was a dream of ours to play college basketball together.
Just having someone on the court that she knows what I'm going to do and I know what she's going to do, it's just easy to have someone like that.
So that sibling telepathy is real on the court, for sure. Would you guys say you're more or less competitive than you were growing up?
We've been competitive our whole lives. I think that's what got us here.
We do like one-on-ones after practice when we were younger.
With you both growing up in the islands and now playing at UH, what is some advice you can give to younger girls who may hope to follow a similar path of playing at the collegiate level?
I would say to believe in yourself, to trust the process, and work hard.
Confidence is key. People will try to say that you can't do it, but if you have confidence and believe in yourself, then nothing can stop you. And surrounding yourself around the right people.
It's clear that your guys' individual talents definitely come together and reflect as a group. I know, Lily, you were previously named
Freshman of the Year.
Jovi, you've notched season-high points and rebounds last season. Are there any more accolades that you hope to achieve by the end of your college career or even this upcoming season?
First and foremost is to win another championship and hopefully
just to go farther in the NCAA tournament.
Oh yeah, advance.
Winning is always the ultimate goal. So lastly, let's finish this sentence. The Rainbow Wahine will return to the NCAA tournament if
we work together.
Spot on. All right. Thank you, girls, for sitting down with me today. We all look forward to your guys' exciting season.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Chloe. An impressive sister act from Hawaii. Well, now we want to talk about the next teams up, tied for 5th and then 4th and 3rd place. But it's Cal State Fullerton up, tied for 5th place in the preseason. And, Jeff Harada's team, a tough double overtime loss last year in the quarterfinals in the Big West Championship. He has got pretty high expectations, though. 4 starters back, Tammy.
Interesting scenario for Jeff. 9 returners, 4 starters with good experience, but he lost 5 players. And here's the thing that we have to remember about what he has. They have returners with a lot of good experience, and he is looking for them to mentor the newcomers by setting the tone and leading by example. Now, these newcomers, maybe not so new, they're very talented, and I think that they'll be competing at a bit of a higher level, and they want to get back to that Big West championship. I love the game of Fujika Nemo, Gabby Vidmar, we talked about her an awful lot, and of course Ashley Lewis, who started all 30 games. Again, that's what Jeff Harada is speaking about, Krista, when he talks about Vidmar's experience, starting all 30 games. That's invaluable veteran experience coming back.
Yeah, certainly is, and he's got a very tough schedule as well. They'll head to Hawaii for the Hawaii Classic, but they come back home and they face Georgetown at home, then they hit the road and face USC. But that Georgetown matchup at home, that's going to be a good one.
Mark your calendar, November 26th. The fact that they get to host a team of that caliber, I think, is fantastic. And good on Jeff.
Yep, absolutely. Let's take a listen to the head coach, Jeff Harada. Send it back to Chloë Clark.
Coach Harada, you and your team are coming off a season where they took Hawaii, the eventual champion, to double overtime at the Big West Championship. How do you build off that, and can you give us a little preview of your team this year?
Still stings me, but I'm really proud of my team. Majority of our team back this year, and hopefully we can stay healthy. We're looking forward to building off of that going into this next season.
And of those players coming back to fight, 2 are returners, Fujika Nemo and Aichel Hernandez. They played for their national teams this past offseason in Japan and Mexico. How does playing at the international level improve their game?
They're going through a rigorous training program with their home countries and continuing to play basketball at a high level, during the summer. For them to compete and train at that high level with the resources they have around them, it's just a great experience.
Kalina Salazar-Harrell, she returns to be an offensive leader this year. Can you talk about what it's like to have her back on the floor and what she adds to the team?
Yeah, we sure could have used Kali last year. She's coming off a redshirt year this past spring, and the summer was really big for her. And we're just really excited about her. She can score the basketball. She's probably our best ball handler. And she just sees the floor so well. She's an unselfish player who just wants to do what's necessary to help the team win. So really excited to get her on the floor.
Summer has been a time for rehab and overall realignment for a lot of players in general. I wish you all the best this season, Coach. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Chloe. Well, next up, the team picked 4th in the preseason poll, and that is UC Santa Barbara, the Gauchos. This is a team that finished 5th last year. They made it all the way to the championship game. Bonnie Hendrickson only has 2 starters back, Tammy, but 8 returning players that know what she needs.
Hendrickson in her 9th season. You talk about heartbreak city for this team that was up over Hawaii at half last year in the championship game by 15, and then Hawaii came out and scored a whole bunch of points. I like what Bonnie is doing with the new team this year after the loss of Isla Lane and Alexis Tucker. She's got a lot of returners. They will play UNLV, Nevada on their schedule. All really good teams that will show the Gauchos some different looks that I think a player like senior Alyssa Marin, Anya Choice, who we saw last year, they need to see all that again in that preseason or that non-conference before they start the Big West.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a little different style from Coach Hendrickson's team. With losing a player like Isla Lane and her size, might see a little more speed, a little more motion. I know she's wanting a little more 3-point shooting as well.
Yeah, and she's going to get that. And again, they're going to lose their big player in Isla Lane. She was so good at the blocks, but remember, she could come out and shoot at the short 17 or the elbow corner that is. And so they want to find somebody who can bury that mid-range.
All right, let's listen in to the head coach, Bonnie Hendrickson. Chloë Clark got a chance to meet up with her.
Coach, last year your squad was just seconds away from winning the championship as the number 5 seed. So as runner-ups, how has that motivated the team?
We have 7 new players, so it's more about the returners communicating what it took to get to that. As much of the conversation is that we didn't get it done too, so trying to turn it into a learning experience and growing experience.
Yes, and I'm sure there's going to be adjustments to make this upcoming season, especially with the departure of Isla Lane and Alexis Tucker, your leading rebounder and scorer from last season. You have big holes to fill, so what are your plans to fill that void?
We are not as big and physical inside, so for us to play a little bit different style, everyone's got to rebound. Our guards have got to rebound. Rebounding by committee, scoring by committee. We've got to manufacture offense from the three-point line. We've got to be a good foot from the rim, but it might be different how we get there.
So a handful of returning players, a few transfers, also 3 international students.
Yep.
Tell me what it's like having them involved and what that dynamic is like.
They want to work, they want to learn, they want to get better, they don't want to disappoint. And with returners, Alexis Whitfield, Anya Choice, and Alyssa Marin, those 3 are in a completely different role. Their consistency, their commitment to being who they're capable of being every single day in practice, which translates to games, will be monumental for us early. But we have returners, we have freshmen who will contribute.
We wish you and the team the best of luck this season. I appreciate your time, Coach.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Chloe. Well, now the team picked to finish 3rd in the Big West this year. It's UC Davis, the Aggies, coached by Jennifer Gross, a team that finished 4th last year. They had a lot of new players, a lot of new faces. Well, now they bring that experience back this year, Tammy.
Well, it is. And I tell you, one thing that Jen Gross is going to focus on and that they've looked for is the need for that depth in the post position, like a couple of other coaches. And so they're going to continue to focus on that and build that. They have been successful in the past when they've had that balance. Jen Gross has done such a great job, and she's a really basketball IQ coach. She's mixed in strong shooting guards and a lot of power forwards, but that central post player position will be so critical. A great preseason schedule, Krista. Oregon State, Washington State, Stanford will all challenge this Aggie team. You talk about Pac-12 power. They're going to get it.
They certainly are. Tough schedule, but she also has some incredible scorers. In particular, Evan Turner is back, the senior. She led the Big West last year, 15 points per game. She had double-figure scoring 22 times. Anytime you've got a leader like that, and she does so much more, you've got a chance.
Yeah, Tova Sabo, also a senior who will sit right next to Evan Turner. Megan Norris, the Big West Freshman of the Year, paint player herself. But I think I love the way that Evan Turner plays with a lot of passion for the game. Emotion, skill, awareness. She really brings it all.
You're right. Adding depth to the post as well. Allie Fitzgerald, the transfer from Colorado at 6'2". She should be good. Let's listen in to the head coach, Jennifer Gross, and Chloë Clark has a chance to sit with her.
Coach Gross, your team looks solid this year, picked 3rd in the preseason poll. You also have returning preseason all-conference performers Evan Turner, Tova Sabo, and reigning freshman of the year, Megan Norris. How strong do you feel about your team for this upcoming season?
I'm very optimistic, but also very aware that we still have a lot of work to do. It's nice to be in a position where we have the majority of our roster returning from last season. You mentioned Evan and Tova, 2 really amazing players who kind of established themselves as consistent scoring threats for us last year. And I think they're going to have tremendous years, and so they'll be leading us for sure.
Are there any other players that we did not mention that we should keep an eye on?
We have a number of student athletes that we're really excited about. Lena Svanholm, who is back for another year after being injured last season, along with a transfer post, Allie Fitzgerald from University of Colorado. So with Megan, Lena, and Allie, we have a really strong post presence, so we're excited about that too.
And as the team tries to push forward that postseason run, what is the main areas of focus the team is working on now?
You know, we've really established that we want to have an up-tempo, exciting style of play, and we know that a lot goes into that. We understand we have to have tremendous chemistry, both on offense and on defense. We have a lot of areas where we know we have to have growth. We have a team that is really hungry and is working really hard, and so I'm excited to see what the year is going to bring.
Well, we're so excited to see the team kick off the season. Thank you so much for your time, Coach.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Stay tuned for more on the Big West Women's Basketball Preview. We'll be right back after this.
It's easy to play it safe, but that's not our story. Only the bold. It's our mission. A call for risk takers and change makers to shine. In the classroom, in the community, and in competition. Bold is our past, our future, our passion. Bold is the next level. The Big West, only the bold.
This is a story about strength. It wakes up early in the morning, stays up late, moves mountains, and travels the world. It makes adventure and hard work possible. Strength delivers food to tables, packages to doorsteps, products to stores, and kids to practice. It shows up everywhere you show up. Hercules tires are built for almost every driver and every vehicle. Find the right Hercules for your story and let our strength drive yours.
What is the Big West? The Big West is where the Aloha spirit meets California cool. It's a place of unlimited opportunity on the court, in the classroom, and in the community. We're built different in the Big West. We find a way to win with hustle, heart, and hard work. What is the Big West? It's the place where dreams come true. The Big West, only the bold.
There are places on this planet where the sunset truly outdoes itself. Where music is as constant as the urge to be barefoot. Where you're welcomed with love, respect, and a soundtrack. Outrigger Resorts and Hotels. Come be here.
Jersey Mike's slices your sub right in front of you, see? The slicer, the meat and cheese, it has a rhythm.
This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice. Oh yeah. The rhythm of the slice. This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice. Oh yeah.
Order for Danny? Sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
The word malama translates to taking care. We malama the land that feeds us. All of that energy that's being put in the ground gets transferred into food. It allows us as a people to thrive as well.
Learn how you can malama Hawaii at gohawaii.com/malama.
All right, welcome back to the Big West Women's Basketball Preview. Tammy, time now to take a look at the top two teams for the preseason. It's the number 2 team first, and that is UC Irvine, a team that won the regular season last year in the Big West, but then had struggles late due to a lot of injuries. You hope that they're healthy again. This is a team that has some pretty high expectations.
Yeah, they plan to be. Tamara Inouye, the head coach, is in her 8th year, and what a way to start another season than by kicking it off, hanging a banner, and they're going to do that at a home game on November 11th for that Big West regular season championship. The theme for this story is from top to bottom. Their non-con schedule is really, really tough, and Tamara knows how tough it's going to be. They'll see Texas Tech, Colorado State, a whole bunch of other teams that's going to test this team. And junior Nikki Tom, who was all Big West honorable mention, Big West all academic, senior Diabe Kanate, who was asked to do quite a bit last year because of those injuries that you referenced, Krista. They are that much better and that much experience, plus the players that they have coming back in.
Yeah, absolutely. A team that lost in a double overtime quarterfinal round, but then went on to get some postseason play in the WNIT. You mentioned Nikki Tom as well. And Nikki Tom, one of the members in the preseason team, she was picked. So I think a lot of people have high expectations for her as well and that tough schedule. And so we want to hear from the head coach, Tamara Inouye, and Chloë Clark. Got a chance to chat with her.
Coach, your team was predicted to finish second in the preseason poll after coming off a successful season last year with the win in the NIT. Could you give us a preview of the upcoming season, please?
Losing Naomi Hunt, who actually only played one game in conference, and then Nagogoni. That's it. Those are two big ones for us. But everyone's returning, and then we're able to pick up a couple players incoming. So, no, looking forward to it. You know, got a lot of work to do. Surprised we got picked second. Thought we'd be 6th or 7th place. So that feels good.
Yes, of the returning players, there's Nikki Tom, Diaba Konate, Deja Lee, and Nevaeh Parkinson. How is your team looking thus far?
So far, it looks good. Looks like we're playing well and get to know each other even better, and so I think that's really helping.
Lots to build upon the season, especially since the team won the first Big West regular season championship in program history last year. How does the team feel coming off of that historic season?
Being the first of anything is very challenging, but I'm just really proud of them and really proud of them pushing through and staying focused. You know, it's going to be even tougher, I think, moving forward. But no, it's a great thing for our university. I think being able to stand on our feet here and help this department do well is really important to us.
Yes, you guys had set that school record with 25 wins, and with many of the players returning, I'm sure that hunger is still present. I'm excited for the team's tip-off this season, and good luck, Coach. Thank you for your time.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Chloe. Well, Tammy, it's time for the top team picked in the preseason by the coaches, and that is Hawaii. And this is a team that finished third last year, but went all the way to that championship game and took the championship. Another NCAA tournament run for Laura Beeman's team. Pretty impressive what she's done as of late.
Oh, and they're going to build on a second straight Big West championship, back-to-back automatic burst into the NCAA tournament. What an emotional year they had ending the Big West with a huge comeback victory over Santa Barbara. But they had so many players that were hurt, and it was just all about family and chemistry for this team. And I watched on social media the other day, the players and the coaches actually got their Big West championship rings, and it was so fun to watch, Krista.
Well, always fun with Laura Beeman. She brings an incredible positive energy as a coach. 5 of her top 6 scorers from a season ago, they are back. Two players in particular named to the Big West preseason team, Lily Wahine Kapu, as well as Deja Phillips. And Deja Phillips, what a championship run she had last year.
Oh, she is back. Last year's championship hero. She came off the bench to score 19 points, but also remember she made a layup and got fouled at the end of that game with about 3.4 ticks left on the clock. She won it for Hawaii.
Oh, she certainly did. And then bringing in, you graduate a player at 6'3" and Callan Spiller, but they picked up the transfer, Brooklyn Brewers out of Michigan State at 6'4". You bring a player that has that kind of experience. It's going to be a lot of fun to see what they have. And they're going to head on the road as well. They have some Pac-12 scheduling at Stanford, at UCLA. They're going to play the University of Washington as well. Hawaii's going to make it a tough competitive season.
Yeah, and I also want to mention Melanie McPhee. She's such an important player for this team. Her numbers don't make you go, wow, but she is going to give you the minutes that you need.
Yeah, I think that Laura Beeman's team loaded. Let's hear from the head coach, Laura Beeman. Chloë Clark, again, sitting down with the head coach.
Coach Beeman, your team was selected first in the Big West preseason poll, and you have the chance to make it a three-peat this year. Do you feel that your team has a target on their back, and how do you feel about this upcoming season?
The University of Hawaii always has a target on our back. We have proven that every year we're going to compete. We play really well during the tournament, and so I don't think having a target on our back is something that the kids are concerned about. As a coaching staff, we're not concerned about that. I don't say that arrogantly. I just say that with a lot of humility. Obviously, our record has kind of shown that come end of year, we're going to be in the mix. So very honored to be picked number 1.
You also returned Deja Phillips, who was last year's tournament MVP and named preseason all-conference. What does she bring to the table?
Deja's a winner. She said that after that championship game, I'm a winner and I find a way, and Deja has. Her competitive spirit is contagious. We've got her for 2 more years, and I'm just excited to see what that future holds for this young lady.
You guys have scheduled a tough opponents for your non-conference slate at UCLA, at Stanford, hosting Washington. How does that prepare you for the Big West play?
I think anytime you can play great competition, it's going to help you. It's not just for Big West play, it's for what you're going to do in the preseason. You want to get that good power rating. You want to put yourself in a situation that, if you're so fortunate to win the tournament, that, you understand what great competition looks like, so that when you get to that first round of the NC2A, you're ready to go. So every year we're going to have a competitive schedule. We're going to have teams that we shouldn't beat. We're going to have teams that we should beat. We're going to have teams that we're going to have to compete against. And I think that's the way we've done it ever since I've been here.
Some key players that will definitely bring that drive in competition are the sisters, of course, Lily and Jovi. Can you talk about their relationship and what it's like having both of them on the team?
It's been really fun to coach the two of them and watch their growth independently, watch their growth together, see the impact they have on the team, both on the court and in the locker room. Obviously, they're huge staples in our community. They can't go any place where people don't know who they are. And so I think their excitement of playing back in home for their home state, for their community, I think that's huge for those two. And so it's been really fun to have them a part of this program in so many different ways.
Thank you so much, Coach, for your time.
Absolutely. Appreciate being on today. Aloha.
Recapping the Big West coaches poll, Hawaii took #1 spot after receiving 6 first-place votes for a total of 95 points. Hawaii took the championship last season and will look to build on another Big West championship this upcoming season. Coming in at #2 is UC Irvine, a team with high expectations after winning the Big West regular season championships last year. The remaining teams within the top of the poll are UC Davis, UC Santa Barbara, and tied at 5th are Cal State Fullerton and UC San Diego. Along with the preseason polls is the Big West All-Conference team, voted on by all the coaches around the conference. Of those players are Fujiko Nemo, Deja Phillips, Tova Sable, Nikki Tom, Evan Turner, and Lily Wahine Kapu. Fujiko Nemo will look to have another impactful season with Cal State Fullerton. The guard averaged 12.1 points, 2.5 rebounds, and 2.9 assists per game last year. UC Davis has 2 all-conference players of their own, Tova Sable and Evan Turner. Tova finished 2nd on the team and 13th in the conference with 11.9 points a game, while Evan was named to the All-Big West first team last season. Another star player on the all-conference team is UC Irvine's Nikki Tom. The junior started every game last year, averaging 8.1 points, 4.6 rebounds, and 2.1 assists per game. Rounding out the preseason list is 2 of Hawaii's student athletes, Deja Phillips and Lily Wahine Kapu. Deja was 2nd on the team in scoring and made the game-winning basket in the Big West Championship game last season. Her fellow teammate Lily earned a spot on the all-conference team after leading her team in scoring and helping UH to its 2nd straight tournament title. This group of all-conference players have set standards high and will continue to apply pressure for the 2023-2024 season.
All right, thank you, Chloe. Well, Tammy, another season ready to kick off here in the Big West. I think it just continues to get better and better. We talked about a lot of the scheduling. These coaches know they're elevating this conference.
Well, they absolutely are. And I think if you look at the non-conference schedule, they are playing teams that they need to play to get ready. And when you look at how competitive the Big West regular season was down the stretch, how close it was, and then, of course, in Henderson, Nevada, the Big West Championship and how close that game was down to the very stretch. That's what we have come to expect from Big West women's basketball.
And Tammy, new format this year for the Big West Hercules Tires Championship. I think a lot of the coaches are going to be excited about it because those top 2 teams, they not only get a first round bye, they get another bye. They go all the way to the semifinals. And then even teams finishing 3rd and 4th, they get a first round bye into the quarterfinals. And so 8 teams making it in. But I think it puts a lot more emphasis on the regular season.
Well, it does. And so the top 8 teams will make it to Henderson this year. And you just mentioned that the top 2 seeds received that bye all the way in to the semifinals. Emphasis for coaches if they want to just sort of dangle that little carrot over those players to say, listen, if we can finish in the top 2, we can get to where we need to get. Boy, I will tell you that rest at the end of the season, which everybody covets and everybody wants, because you have fatigue, you have injuries. It's totally natural at that time of the year. Basketball's a long season. I love this new format, and I can't wait to see how it plays out.
Oh, me too. And so I'm going to give you the dates. Wednesday, March 13th through Saturday, March 16th in Henderson. It's both men's and women's all season tickets. You can get all 14 of them for just $150 and just go to your favorite team's athletic office. Also, big key for me, parking's free, TB. No parking fees. That's a big plus as well. You know, it's just going to be a lot of fun. Big West also thankful that Hercules Tires is back as the sponsor, the title sponsor for this championship this year.
Yeah, and it's a new multi-year agreement for Hercules Tires.
Yep, absolutely. Going to be such a blast. Well, that does it for this women's basketball preview. Again, don't forget, every single game this year is available on the ESPN family of networks, including the 2024 Hercules Tires Big West Basketball Championship. And so for Chloë Clark and Tammy Blackburn, I'm Krista Blunk. We will see you down the road, and we'll see you in Henderson.